Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. This is drift to sleep. Hello. You are here. And that, right now, is enough. Wherever you are tonight, in your bed or close to it, you have made it here. Maybe your day was long. Maybe your mind is still moving a little. Maybe there are thoughts drifting through you right now. That is completely fine. You do not have to stop those thoughts. You do not have to do anything at all. I am going to speak to you softly tonight about rest, about how your body and your mind were built to rest, about some of the quietest, most peaceful facts that science has ever found. There is nothing here tonight that needs your full attention. You can let these words wash over you like water, like very gentle water. You do not need to remember anything I say. You do not need to take notes. You do not need to stay awake. In fact, it is perfectly okay to fall asleep at any point tonight. Any point at all. If sleep comes while I am still speaking, let it come. That is not a failure. That is the whole point. Tonight we are going to explore the science of rest. Not in a way that is busy or loud, but slowly, gently, the way rest itself feels. We will look at what your body does when it finally lets go. We will look at how sleep protects you. We will look at how the brain finds its peace. So allow your body to settle now. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw relax. Let your hands open. There is nowhere to be tonight except here. And here is very peaceful. Did you know that while you sleep, your brain runs a kind of cleaning service? Scientists discovered something amazing called the glymphatic system. That is a big word, but it means something simple. During the day, your brain works hard. Thinks, remembers, feels, and controls everything your body does. All that work creates tiny bits of waste, like little crumbs left over after baking a cake. When you fall into deep sleep, your brain's cleaning crew comes out. Special cells shrink a little, and fluid washes through your brain, sweeping away those crumbs. One of the things it cleans is called beta-amyloid. Beta-amyloid. That is a sticky protein that can build up and cause problems. The cleaning crew works best when you get enough rest. So every time you sleep, you are literally giving your brain a bath. Isn't that peaceful to think about? Right now, as you lie here, your brain is getting ready for that gentle cleaning. Your heart works hard all day long, beating over 100,000 times. That is a lot, but when you rest, something beautiful happens. Your heart rate slows down. Your blood pressure drops a little. Your whole system shifts into a lower gear, like a car cruising on a quiet road instead of racing on a highway. Scientists call this rest and digest. It is the opposite of fight or flight. During the day, stress can keep your body in fight or flight mode, even when you are not in danger. But tonight, as you settle in, your body is allowed to switch modes. Your digestion can work better. Your muscles can let go of tiny knots you did not even know you were holding. You might notice your belly softens. Your jaw relaxes. Your shoulders drop away from your ears. That is your body saying, "Thank you. I needed this." Here is another cool fact. While you rest, your brain is not turning off. It is actually doing one of its most important jobs: sorting memories. Think of your day as a big pile of mail. Some of it is important, like a fun moment with a friend or something you learned in school. Some of it is junk, like what you ate for breakfast or the color of every car you saw. When you sleep, your brain opens that pile of mail, keeps the important memories, and throws away the rest. It also moves memories from a short-term folder into a long-term folder. That is why, after a good night's sleep, you can remember things better. So right now, even as you lie here doing nothing, your brain is quietly organizing your life. You do not have to lift a finger. You might still feel a little awake. That is fine. You do not need to force sleep. Rest comes in many forms. Lying still with your eyes closed is rest. Listening to a calm voice is rest. Letting your mind wander is rest. Even if you do not sleep a single minute tonight, giving your body this time of peace is healing. So let go of trying. Let go of watching the clock. Let go of worrying whether you are doing this right. The only thing that is asked of you is to be here, just as you are. Your breathing will find its own rhythm. Your body knows what to do. You are already here. You have already arrived. And that is more than enough. Good night. Inside your brain, right now, there is a network of regions that becomes especially active when you stop actively doing things. Scientists call it the default mode network, a name that sounds technical and distant but refers to something deeply human and familiar. It was discovered almost by accident in the late 1990s, when researchers studying brain activity noticed something surprising. Participants in brain imaging experiments were asked to rest quietly between tasks, not to solve problems or focus on anything in particular, but simply to let their minds wander. Researchers expected brain activity to decrease during these resting periods. Instead, certain regions of the brain consistently became more active. Not chaotic activity, not meaningless noise, but organized, rhythmic, purposeful patterns of activity unfolding quietly beneath conscious awareness. For many years before this discovery, neuroscientists had assumed that the resting brain was mostly inactive, almost like a machine temporarily switched off when not in use. The common belief was that thinking only truly happened when attention was directed outward toward tasks, decisions, and problem-solving. But the discovery of the default mode network changed that understanding completely. It revealed that the brain at rest is not idle at all. In fact, some of its most important work happens precisely when external demands begin to fade away. The default mode network is involved in a quieter kind of thinking, a more reflective and inward-directed form of awareness that only emerges fully when the mind is no longer focused on the outside world. The regions involved in this network are connected to memory, self-reflection, emotional understanding, imagination, and the ability to think about both ourselves and other people. When attention relaxes, the brain naturally turns inward. It begins gently reviewing experiences, linking memories together, processing emotions, and organizing fragments of the day into something more coherent and meaningful. During most of your waking hours, your attention is aimed outward. The mind behaves almost like a spotlight, moving constantly from one object to another, reading words, following conversations, responding to sounds, making decisions, solving problems, and navigating responsibilities. The outside world continuously asks for your attention, and the brain responds by focusing sharply on whatever the moment requires. But eventually, especially as evening arrives and the world grows quieter, the mind begins shifting direction. The spotlight softens, attention loosens, and the default mode network gradually becomes more active. Instead of focusing outward, the brain begins wandering inward through its own landscape. Thoughts appear without effort. Memories surface unexpectedly. Fragments of conversations replay softly in the background. The mind drifts between the past, the future, imagination, emotion, and reflection in a slow and unstructured way. Sometimes this wandering feels random, but researchers now understand that it serves an important purpose. The brain is integrating experiences, connecting ideas, sorting emotional impressions, and quietly maintaining your sense of self. This wandering is not wasted time. It is not mental failure. It is not a sign that something is wrong with your ability to focus. It is one of the most natural functions of the human brain. Researchers have found that the default mode network plays a role in some of the deepest and most meaningful mental processes we experience. It helps consolidate our understanding of who we are. It assists in processing unresolved emotions and social experiences, connects memories and ideas that may have seemed unrelated at first. Sometimes insights emerge from this process unexpectedly, not while actively trying to solve a problem, but later, during quiet moments of rest and reflection. And perhaps this is especially comforting to remember at night. When you lie down in darkness and your thoughts begin drifting more freely, it does not mean you are failing to quiet your mind. It means your brain is entering one of its most natural states. Thoughts floating up without being called. Memories appearing briefly before fading again. Loose associations moving gently from one idea to another. This is not chaos. This is the resting mind doing exactly what it evolved to do. The brain has rhythms just as the body does. There are systems designed for alertness and action, and there are systems designed for reflection, restoration, and wandering. The default mode network belongs to this quieter side of human consciousness. As sleep approaches, the activity of the external world becomes less important. The room grows still. The body relaxes. The nervous system shifts away from urgency. and the mind, no longer required to focus so intensely on the outside environment, begins turning gently inward. In many ways, this transition is part of how the brain prepares for sleep itself. The default mode network remains especially active during lighter stages of sleep and during moments of drifting awareness just before full sleep arrives. Even while you rest, the brain continues quietly organizing experience, integrating memory, and maintaining the continuity of the self across time. Long before human beings understood neuroscience, this system was already working faithfully every night inside every sleeping mind. There is something deeply reassuring about that. You do not need to manage every thought that appears tonight. You do not need to force your mind into perfect silence. The wandering itself has meaning. The drifting itself has purpose. Your brain knows how to move gradually from focused awareness into softer forms of thought, and eventually into sleep. It has practiced this transition every night of your life. So tonight, as thoughts rise and dissolve softly in the darkness, perhaps you can meet them with less resistance. Let the mind wander where it naturally wanders. Let memories come and go without chasing them. Let unfinished thoughts loosen around the edges. There is no need to hold tightly onto attention anymore. The default mode network is already doing its quiet work. The brain is already turning inward. The night is already helping you soften into rest. And somewhere beneath conscious awareness, one of the oldest and most beautifully designed systems within you is gently carrying you towards sleep. Chapter 2. Sleep Pressure. The Science of Feeling Tired, minutes 20 to 32. There is a chemical in your brain called adenosine, and it plays one of the quietest yet most important roles in your daily experience of sleep and wakefulness. It is produced as a natural byproduct of being awake. Every hour that you spend conscious, thinking, moving, focusing, reacting, and simply experiencing life, adenosine slowly begins to accumulate in your brain. It does not arrive suddenly or dramatically. Instead, it builds gradually, steadily, and almost invisibly as part of normal neural activity. Like a soft chemical trace of everything you do while awake, it gathers in the background of your mind without requiring any effort or awareness from you. Over time, this accumulation creates what scientists call sleep pressure. Sleep pressure is not an abstract idea but a real biological force that influences how alert or tired you feel throughout the day. The longer you remain awake, the more adenosine builds up, and the stronger the internal signal becomes that gently tells your brain and body it is time to rest. It is not an alarm or a sudden command. It is more like a quiet, persistent message that grows clearer as the day continues, slowly guiding the body towards sleep. You may have noticed this pattern in your own life without ever thinking about the chemistry behind it. In the morning, after a full night of sleep, everything feels lighter and clearer. Thoughts form easily, attention feels sharp, and the body feels ready to move. But as the day progresses, especially after many hours of activity, something begins to change. A subtle heaviness appears. Focus requires more effort. Thoughts slow down slightly. The body feels less like it is pushing forward and more like it is gently leaning back. That shift is adenosine gradually doing its work. This is not a flaw in your system or a weakness in your energy. It is a signal carefully designed by biology to let you know that your brain has been active and needs recovery. Every conversation, every decision, every moment of attention, and every physical movement contributes in small ways to this accumulating pressure. By evening, that collection becomes more noticeable, and the body begins to feel a natural pull towards stillness and rest. When you sleep, something remarkable happens. The brain does not simply shut down or become inactive. Instead, it enters a deep maintenance process in which accumulated chemicals, including adenosine, are cleared away. A system called the glymphatic system becomes especially active during sleep, circulating fluid through the brain and helping to remove metabolic byproducts that built up during the day. In a sense, the brain is gently cleaning and resetting itself while you rest. By morning, after sufficient sleep, adenosine levels are significantly reduced. The sleep pressure has been released, and the internal signal for rest has been satisfied. This is why sleep feels restorative not only mentally but physically as well. It is a biological reset that restores balance to the system, allowing alertness and clarity to return naturally. There is something deeply reassuring in understanding this process. Your tiredness tonight is not a problem and not a failure of energy or focus. It is the natural result of a full day of being alive, aware, and engaged with the world. Every moment you spent awake contributed to the gentle weight you feel now. That weight is real, biological, and meaningful. It is your body communicating clearly that rest is needed. And sleep is the response. So as you lie here, there is no need to resist the heaviness. You do not need to push it away or fight against it. You can allow it instead. Let it settle into your shoulders, your limbs, and your thoughts. Let it soften everything gradually. This heaviness is not something wrong. It is sleep pressure doing exactly what it is meant to do. It is your body guiding you steadily and reliably toward recovery. And in that quiet understanding, you are already most of the way there. Sleep is not a single state. It is a series of stages, unfolding in cycles throughout the night in a rhythm that is as old as the human brain itself. These stages are not rigid or mechanical in the way we sometimes imagine them. Instead, they are fluid transitions, gentle shifts in awareness, each one blending into the next. Understanding them, even loosely, can make sleep feel less mysterious and more like what it truly is. A deeply natural process the body knows how to perform without instruction or effort. The first stage is called NREM1, which stands for Non-Rapid Eye Movement Sleep Stage 1. This is the threshold between waking and sleeping, the narrow space where consciousness begins to loosen its grip on the external world. It lasts only a few minutes, but during this short transition, important changes begin to unfold. Your heartbeat slows slightly. Your breathing becomes more regular and less deliberate. The muscles that have been carrying tension throughout the day begin to release their hold, almost imperceptibly at first. Awareness is still present, but it is softer now, less anchored to clear thought and more open to drifting sensation. Sometimes, in this stage, you may experience a sudden twitch or jerk in the body, a brief sensation as if you were falling or stepping off a ledge. This is called a hypnic jerk, and it is completely normal. It is thought to be a leftover reflex from early human evolution, and it often occurs precisely at the moment when the body is beginning to let go of wakefulness. From this light threshold, the brain naturally moves into the second stage, NREM2. This stage makes up the largest portion of a typical night's sleep. It is deeper than the first stage, yet still not the deepest level of rest. In NREM2, the body continues its quiet slowing. Core temperature drops slightly. Heart rate becomes more stable and efficient. Breathing settles into a steady rhythm. Meanwhile, the brain begins producing brief bursts of organized electrical activity known as sleep spindles. These are short, rhythmic waves that appear and disappear in fractions of a second, and researchers believe they play a key role in memory processing and learning. During this stage, you are truly asleep, even though the world has not entirely disappeared from your system. Sounds may still be faintly registered, but they no longer fully pull you back into wakefulness. You are suspended in a softened awareness, where the outside world feels distant and unimportant. As the cycle deepens, the brain enters NREM3, also known as slow-wave sleep or deep sleep. This is the most physically restorative stage of the entire sleep cycle. Here, the body shifts into its most profound state of recovery. Breathing becomes slow and deep. Heart rate reaches its lowest point. Blood pressure decreases. Growth hormone is released into the bloodstream, supporting tissue repair, muscle recovery, and cellular regeneration. The immune system becomes more active in its maintenance functions, strengthening defenses and repairing wear from the day. At the same time, the brain engages in an important cleansing process. The glymphatic system, a network of fluid-filled pathways, becomes especially active during this stage, flushing away metabolic waste that has accumulated during waking hours. It is as if the brain is gently washing itself, clearing out the residue of thought, emotion, and neural activity so that it can begin again fresh in the morning. After spending time in deep sleep, the brain transitions into the final major stage, REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. This is the stage most closely associated with dreaming. During REM sleep, the brain becomes surprisingly active again, in some areas almost as active as when you are awake. Neural activity increases, emotions become vivid, and complex dream narratives can form. Yet despite this internal activity, the body remains almost completely still. The major voluntary muscles are temporarily paralyzed, a natural protective mechanism that prevents the physical acting out of dreams. Breathing may become slightly irregular, and the eyes move rapidly beneath closed lids, which is where the stage gets its name. REM sleep plays an essential role in emotional processing, creativity, and memory integration, allowing experiences from the day to be woven into long-term understanding. These stages, NREM1, NREM2, NREM3, and REM, do not happen just once. They cycle throughout the night in repeating patterns, roughly every 90 minutes. Early in the night, more time is spent in deep, slow-wave sleep, supporting physical restoration. As the night progresses, REM sleep becomes more dominant, supporting emotional processing and mental integration. Both types of sleep are essential. Both are working continuously in different ways to restore balance to the mind and body. What is important to understand is that you do not consciously move through these stages. There is no effort required, no decision to make, no technique to perform. The brain transitions through them automatically, guided by internal rhythms that operate far beneath awareness. Sleep is not something you navigate. It is something that unfolds through you right now. As you lie here, you are already approaching that first stage. The threshold is near. The shift is already beginning in small and subtle ways. The body is starting to release the last traces of daytime tension. The breath is beginning to soften. The mind is beginning to loosen its focus on the external world. Thoughts may still appear, but they are becoming less structured, less urgent, more like passing impressions than fixed ideas. There is nothing you need to do to initiate this process. You do not need to guide yourself into sleep or force your mind to become quiet. The brain already knows exactly where to go from here. It has taken this journey thousands of times before, every night of your life. It understands the path from wakefulness to light sleep, from light sleep to deeper stages, and eventually into the cycles of restoration that carry you through the night. So you can allow it now. Allow the process to continue on its own. Allow awareness to soften without resistance. Allow the body to move at its own pace into rest. There is no urgency here, no task to complete, no correct way to fall asleep, only the natural unfolding of something deeply familiar to your biology. And as you remain here, you may notice that the distance between thoughts begins to grow. Silence between ideas becomes a little longer. The body feels a little heavier. Time begins to lose its sharp edges. These are the earliest signs that the transition has already begun. The brain is doing what it has always done. The body is following rhythms older than language. And you are, gently and naturally, already on your way towards sleep. In the early 1970s, a physician and researcher named Herbert Benson began studying what happens in the body when it moves into a state opposite to stress. Most people are familiar with the stress response. The rapid heartbeat, shallow breathing, muscle tension, and release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that prepare the body for action in moments of challenge or perceived threat. Benson's interest, however, was in the other side of this system. What happens when the body is not in danger, not under pressure, and not required to react? He called this opposite state the relaxation response. What he discovered was that the body has a deeply organized and natural system for calming itself, just as it has a system for activating itself. When the relaxation response is triggered, heart rate slows, blood pressure decreases, breathing becomes deeper and more regular, and muscles gradually release stored tension. At the same time, the brain shifts from faster, more alert beta waves into slower alpha waves associated with calm awareness, and eventually toward even slower theta waves that are closely linked with drowsiness and the threshold of sleep. Benson found that this relaxation response could be intentionally activated through practices like meditation, slow breathing, or repeating a calming word or phrase. But just as importantly, he also found that it does not require deliberate effort to begin. The body naturally enters this state whenever it is placed in conditions that signal safety and rest. Stillness, quiet, comfort, and the absence of immediate demands are enough to allow the system to activate on its own. In other words, the body does not need to be forced into relaxation. It already knows how to do it. It only needs the right environment to permit it. Right now, those conditions are already present for you. The darkness or dimness around you, The stillness of your body lying down, the lack of urgent demands, and the slow, steady rhythm of attention all signal to your nervous system that it is safe to relax. Lying horizontally itself is a powerful signal, interpreted by the body as a posture of rest and security. As these signals accumulate, your nervous system begins to shift gradually away from alertness and toward calm regulation. One of the most important aspects of the relaxation response is that it does not require effort. In fact, effort can sometimes interfere with it. This is because the nervous system responds more to conditions than to commands. Trying too hard to relax often keeps a subtle layer of alertness active, as the mind continues monitoring itself. Sleep and deep relaxation, however, do not arrive through control. They arrive through release. They emerge when striving begins to fade and the system is allowed to settle naturally. Perhaps that is comforting to remember. You do not have to create sleep from nothing tonight. Your biology is already moving toward it naturally. Even now, as you lie quietly in the darkness, your body continues adjusting itself minute by minute. Blood vessels near the skin slowly widen, allowing heat to escape more easily. The surface of the skin may become slightly warmer even as the core of the body cools. Breathing grows slower. Muscles soften further. The nervous system shifts more deeply into restoration. None of this requires effort. None of this requires conscious control. The body knows this rhythm. It has practiced it every night of your life. This is also why certain small rituals before bed can feel surprisingly powerful. A warm bath or shower before sleep, for example, may seem at first like it would keep the body too warm. But the opposite often happens. After stepping out of the warmth, the body cools itself rapidly. Blood vessels near the skin dilate to release heat into the surrounding air. Core temperature drops more quickly, and this rapid cooling mirrors the natural biological changes associated with sleep onset. The body interprets this cooling as another signal that rest is near. Even small changes in temperature can influence the quality of sleep more than most people realize. The human body is remarkably sensitive to temperature during the night. A room that is too warm can subtly interrupt deeper stages of sleep. A room that is slightly cooler often helps the nervous system settle more naturally into rest. The body seems to prefer a kind of gentle coolness while sleeping, as though darkness and cool air together create the ideal conditions for recovery. Perhaps you can notice some of those conditions around you now. The air may feel soft against your skin. Your blanket may feel steady and comforting. The weight of the sheets may feel just right. Not too heavy, not too light. Small details, perhaps, but meaningful ones. The body pays attention to these quiet physical signals even when the conscious mind does not. And now, while you continue resting here, your body is cooling itself in the same ancient way it always has. Quietly, gradually, faithfully. The temperature is lowering in tiny increments too subtle to notice directly, but deeply important nonetheless. This is not something you are making happen. It is something your body is already doing for you, automatically and intelligently, the way it has every night since the beginning of your life. There is something deeply reassuring about that. Even when the mind feels uncertain, the body continues its work. Even when thoughts remain active, the deeper biological rhythms continue guiding you towards sleep. Your body remembers what to do even when you are not thinking about it. Perhaps you can allow yourself to trust that process a little more tonight. You do not need to monitor whether sleep is approaching. You do not need to measure how relaxed you feel. You do not need to force yourself toward unconsciousness. The current is already carrying you. The cooling has already begun. The nervous system already recognizes the signals of safety and darkness around you. And slowly, gently, almost invisibly, the body moves closer to sleep. Notice how natural this all is. The breath entering and leaving without effort. The muscles softening on their own. The warmth of the body slowly settling into the coolness of the night. This is the body returning to balance, returning to stillness, returning to recovery. For much of the day, the world asks the nervous system to remain alert. Bright light, noise, decisions, responsibilities, movement, conversation. All of it keeps the body slightly activated. But the night offers something entirely different. The night lowers the demands placed upon you. Darkness reduces stimulation. Silence softens the edges of awareness. Coolness encourages slowing. The body understands these conditions instinctively, and so, little by little, it lets go. The heart slows further. Thoughts begin drifting more loosely. Awareness softens around the edges, and the cooling continues steadily beneath it all, like an ancient biological tide pulling gently toward rest. You do not need to hurry this process. Sleep does not respond well to pressure. It arrives quietly, through cooperation between the body and the night itself. And tonight, that cooperation is already happening. The temperature is falling exactly as it should. Melatonin continues rising in the darkness. Your nervous system is shifting further into calm. Your body is preparing carefully for deep rest. You are already moving in the direction of sleep. So let the coolness of the night hold you now. Let the darkness remain soft around you. Let the blanket rest gently across your body. Let the air feel calm and steady against your skin. There is nothing more required from you tonight. The body is already doing its work. The rhythms are already unfolding. The ancient systems within you are already guiding you towards sleep in the same quiet way they always have. Rest in that knowledge. Rest in the cooling. Rest in the darkness. And allow yourself to drift gently wherever the night carries you next. The human nervous system has two primary modes of operation, two ancient systems working quietly beneath every moment of your life. One is called the sympathetic nervous system. This is the system responsible for alertness, action, and survival. It governs the body's response to stress and challenge. When something demands your attention, the sympathetic system prepares you to respond. It accelerates the heartbeat, sharpens focus, tightens muscles, and releases energy into the bloodstream so the body can move, react, solve, and protect itself. For thousands of years, this response helped human beings survive danger in the natural world. Even today, the same system activates during busy days, difficult conversations, crowded schedules, bright screens, deadlines, responsibilities, worries, and all the countless forms of stimulation modern life places upon the mind and body. So if you notice any effort right now, any attempt to relax or fall asleep, there is no need to correct it or resist it. That noticing itself is enough. You can simply allow the effort to soften on its own, without adding more pressure. You are not required to achieve a specific state. You are already in the process of moving toward it. The relaxation response began the moment you stopped engaging with external demands and allowed yourself to lie down. Since then, subtle changes have already been unfolding. Breathing may have deepened slightly. Muscles may feel heavier. Thoughts may be moving more slowly and less insistently. These changes are not something you are doing consciously. They are happening automatically as the nervous system responds to safety and stillness. At its core, the relaxation response is your body returning to balance. It is a shift from effort to ease, from activation to restoration, from doing to simply being. This rhythm is not new. It has been part of human biology for as long as we have existed. It operates continuously in the background of your life, guiding you back toward rest whenever conditions allow. So now, there is nothing you need to add or change. The process is already underway. Your body is already following its natural design, and all that remains is allowing it to continue, gently and quietly, until rest takes you fully into sleep. While you sleep, your brain is doing something that no amount of conscious effort can replicate. It is sorting through everything that happened today. Every conversation, every experience, every piece of information you encountered, all of it is being quietly reviewed, organized, and either stored or gently released. Researchers call this memory consolidation, and it is one of the most important things sleep does for the mind. During waking hours, the hippocampus, a small, curved structure deep in the brain, roughly the size and shape of a seahorse, acts as a temporary holding area for new memories. It takes in information rapidly, tagging experiences as they occur. But the hippocampus has limited capacity, cannot hold everything indefinitely. And so during sleep, especially during slow-wave sleep and REM sleep, the brain transfers these temporary records into longer-term storage in the cortex. Think of the hippocampus as a notepad and the cortex as a filing cabinet. During the day, you write notes as fast as experience provides them. But at night, while you sleep, Someone quietly goes through the notepad and files what matters, discards what does not, and makes sure that what is important is stored in the right place where it can be found again. This is why a full night of sleep after learning something new dramatically improves the ability to recall it later. It is not just rest that helps. It is the active process of consolidation, the brain's nightly review. Students who sleep well after studying retain significantly more than students who stay awake reviewing the same material. The sleeping brain, it turns out, is working harder on memory than the wakeful one. But consolidation is not only about facts and information. Emotional memories are also processed during sleep. REM sleep in particular seems to strip away some of the emotional charge from difficult experiences, preserving the memory of what happened while softening the visceral intensity of how it felt. Some researchers describe REM sleep as a kind of overnight therapy, a gentle processing that helps the mind come to terms with the experiences it has lived through. So as you lie here tonight, know that this is already happening. The day you lived is already being held lightly, reviewed softly, organized into something that will make more sense tomorrow. You do not need to review it yourself. You do not need to replay the conversations or decisions or moments of uncertainty. The brain will attend to all of that in its own quiet way. Your only task right now is to let it work. Your body temperature follows a rhythm, a slow and steady cycle that rises and falls every single day of your life. Most of the time, this rhythm unfolds quietly beneath awareness, so subtle that few people ever notice it consciously. But the body notices. The nervous system notices. Deep within you, countless biological systems move together in careful coordination, guided by internal clocks older than conscious thought. In the late afternoon and early evening, your core body temperature gradually reaches its daily peak. This rise supports wakefulness, movement, alertness, and energy throughout the active hours of the day. But as evening deepens and darkness begins settling over the world, something changes. The temperature slowly begins to fall. That falling is not random. It is one of the clearest signals the body gives itself that sleep is approaching. Long before you consciously feel sleepy, the body has already begun preparing for rest. Hormones shift, breathing patterns soften, the nervous system becomes quieter. And alongside all of this, the body slowly cools itself down, moving gently away from the warmth and activation of daytime. This drop in core temperature is both a preparation for sleep and one of the triggers that encourages sleep to arrive naturally. As temperature falls, melatonin begins to rise, the hormone released by the pineal gland in darkness, the hormone that quietly tells the body that night has come. Melatonin is often spoken about as if it were a kind of off switch for consciousness, but its role is gentler than that. It does not force sleep upon you. Instead, it acts more like a signal carried softly through the body, a quiet message that darkness has arrived and recovery can begin. Every cell in the body receives this information in its own way. The cooling body and the rising melatonin move together in delicate coordination, preparing the mind and nervous system for rest. This process has been happening within human beings for thousands upon thousands of years, long before artificial light, long before clocks, phones, schedules, and screens. The body learned to follow the rhythm of daylight and darkness with remarkable precision. Even now, despite all the noise and speed of modern life, those ancient biological patterns still remain within you. The body still understands night, it still understands cooling, it still understands rest. Perhaps that is comforting to remember. You do not have to create sleep from nothing tonight. Your biology is already moving toward it naturally. Even now, as you lie quietly in the darkness, your body continues adjusting itself minute by minute. Blood vessels near the skin slowly widen, allowing heat to escape more easily. The surface of the skin may become slightly warmer even as the core of the body cools. Breathing grows slower, muscles soften further. The nervous system shifts more deeply into restoration. None of this requires effort. None of this requires conscious control. The body knows this rhythm. It has practiced it every night of your life. This is also why certain small rituals before bed can feel surprisingly powerful. A warm bath or shower before sleep, for example, may seem at first like it would keep the body too warm. But the opposite often happens. After stepping out of the warmth, the the body cools itself rapidly. Blood vessels near the skin dilate to release heat into the surrounding air. Core temperature drops more quickly, and this rapid cooling mirrors the natural biological changes associated with sleep onset. The body interprets this cooling as another signal that rest is near. Even small changes in temperature can influence the quality of sleep more than most people realize. The human body is remarkably sensitive to temperature during the night. A room that is too warm can subtly interrupt deeper stages of sleep. A room that is slightly cooler often helps the nervous system settle more naturally into rest. The body seems to prefer a kind of gentle coolness while sleeping, as though darkness and cool air together create the ideal conditions for recovery. Perhaps you can notice some of those conditions around you now. The air may feel soft against your skin. Your blanket may feel steady and comforting. The weight of the sheets may feel just right. Not too heavy, not too light. Small details, perhaps, but meaningful ones. The body pays attention to these quiet physical signals even when the conscious mind does not. And now, while you continue resting here, your body is cooling itself in the same ancient way it always has. Quietly, gradually, faithfully. The temperature is lowering in tiny increments too subtle to notice directly, but deeply important nonetheless. This is not something you are making happen. It is something your body is already doing for you, automatically and intelligently, the way it has every night since the beginning of your life. There is something deeply reassuring about that. Even when the mind feels uncertain, the body continues its work. Even when thoughts remain active, the deeper biological rhythms continue guiding you towards sleep. Your body remembers what to do even when you are not thinking about it. Perhaps you can allow yourself to trust that process a little more tonight. You do not need to monitor whether sleep is approaching. You do not need to measure how relaxed you feel. You do not need to force yourself toward unconsciousness. The current is already carrying you. The cooling has already begun. The nervous system already recognizes the signals of safety and darkness around you. And slowly, gently, almost invisibly, the body moves closer to sleep. Notice how natural this all is. The breath entering and leaving without effort. The muscles softening on their own. The warmth of the body slowly settling into the coolness of the night. This is the body returning to balance, returning to stillness, returning to recovery. For much of the day, the world asks the nervous system to remain alert. Bright light, noise, decisions, responsibilities, movement, conversation. All of it keeps the body slightly activated. But the night offers something entirely different. The night lowers the demands placed upon you. Darkness reduces stimulation. Silence softens the edges of awareness. Coolness encourages slowing. The body understands these conditions instinctively, and so, little by little, it lets go. The heart slows further. Thoughts begin drifting more loosely. Awareness softens around the edges. And the cooling continues steadily beneath it all, like an ancient biological tide pulling gently toward rest. You do not need to hurry this process. Sleep does not respond well to pressure. It arrives quietly, through cooperation between the body and the night itself. And tonight, that cooperation is already happening. The temperature is falling exactly as it should. Melatonin continues rising in the darkness. Your nervous system is shifting further into calm. Your body is preparing carefully for deep rest. You are already moving in the direction of sleep. So let the coolness of the night hold you now. Let the darkness remain soft around you. Let the blanket rest gently across your body. Let the air feel calm and steady against your skin. There is nothing more required from you tonight. The body is already doing its work. The rhythms are already unfolding. The ancient systems within you are already guiding you towards sleep in the same quiet way they always have. Rest in that knowledge. Rest in the cooling. Rest in the darkness. And allow yourself to drift gently wherever the night carries you next. The human nervous system has two primary modes of operation, two ancient systems working quietly beneath every moment of your life. One is called the sympathetic nervous system. This is the system responsible for alertness, action, and survival. It governs the body's response to stress and challenge. When something demands your attention, the sympathetic system prepares you to respond. It accelerates the heartbeat, sharpens focus, tightens muscles, and releases energy into the bloodstream so the body can move, react, solve, and protect itself. For thousands of years, this response helped human beings survive danger in the natural world. Even today, the same system activates during busy days, difficult conversations, crowded schedules, bright screens, deadlines, responsibilities, worries, and all the countless forms of stimulation modern life places upon the mind and body. There is a moment just before sleep fully arrives that researchers sometimes call hypnagogia, the threshold state. It is the narrow and delicate corridor between waking and dreaming, a place the mind passes through almost every night, often without even noticing. In this state, consciousness begins to soften around the edges, and ordinary logic loosens its grip. Thoughts become less structured, less concerned with sequence or meaning. Fragments of memory drift freely beside imagination. A random image may appear for a second and disappear just as quickly. A voice may seem distant and dreamlike. A thought may begin somewhere familiar and end somewhere impossible. These experiences can feel strange when observed too closely, but they are among the most natural things the human brain does. This is not confusion. This is transition. The waking mind spends the entire day organizing, categorizing, interpreting, solving, planning, and predicting. It moves constantly from one thought to the next, trying to keep the world coherent and understandable. But sleep requires a different kind of awareness. To enter rest, the brain must slowly release its attachment to ordinary structure. It must become softer, quieter, and more fluid. Hypnagogia is simply the gentle process of loosening the mind from the sharp edges of wakefulness. Like all transitions, it works best when allowed to happen naturally. The moment people notice themselves drifting and begin examining the experience too carefully, they often return immediately to full wakefulness. The mind wakes itself up by becoming too interested in the process of falling asleep. It begins asking questions like, "Am I asleep yet?" Or "Why did I think that?" Attention sharpens again, and the soft doorway briefly closes. So tonight, if you find yourself standing at that threshold, there is nothing you need to do about it. Let the drifting thoughts drift. Let the strange little images come and go without chasing them. Let half-formed ideas dissolve before they fully become anything at all. You do not need to understand the process while it is happening. Sleep is one of the few experiences in life that arrives more easily when you stop trying to observe it. Simply rest beside it. Sleep itself does not arrive all at once. It comes gradually, layer by layer, like darkness slowly filling a quiet room at sunset. One moment you are here, listening to these words, aware of your breathing and the feeling of the room around you. The next moment, something begins changing quietly beneath awareness. Thoughts grow softer. Time becomes less important. The distance between ideas becomes larger and slower. And then, without noticing the exact moment it happened, you are somewhere else entirely. That crossing, that invisible movement from waking into sleep, is one of the gentlest things the human body knows how to do. You have already learned so much tonight. You learned that the brain is never truly idle. Even in quiet moments, networks within the mind continue their soft and necessary work. The default mode network, drifting through memory, reflection, and inner thought, remains active in the background of your awareness, helping you process the shape of your own life. You learned that sleep pressure builds patiently throughout the day, like an hourglass slowly filling grain by grain, until the body naturally begins asking for rest. Not demanding, not forcing, simply asking. You learned about the stages of sleep, each one carrying its own purpose. The lighter stages that ease you away from the world of wakefulness. The deeper stages where healing quietly happens inside muscles, tissues, and cells. The dreaming stages where memory and emotion weave themselves together into stories the conscious mind rarely understands completely. None of these stages are accidents. The sleeping brain is not inactive. It is deeply organized, deeply intelligent, and deeply committed to helping you recover. You also learned about the relaxation response, the body's natural ability to move toward calm when given safety and stillness. The slowing heartbeat, the softer breathing, the release of tension from the jaw, the neck, and the shoulders. You learned that your nervous system is not your enemy. Beneath stress and overstimulation, the body is constantly trying to guide itself back toward balance. And maybe most comforting of all, you learn that rest is not something you must earn. The body does not ask whether you accomplished enough today before allowing you to sleep. The nervous system does not require perfection before it begins healing. Sleep comes because you are human, because living minds and bodies require restoration, because nature built recovery directly into your existence long before modern life became noisy and complicated. You already have everything you need tonight. You always did. And now, as the night grows quieter around you, perhaps you can allow the words you are hearing to become softer too. Less about meaning now, less about understanding. More like distant sounds carried gently through darkness. Soft sounds, slow sounds, steady sounds. Like rain touching a window somewhere far away. Like leaves moving lightly in the wind outside a quiet room. Like the low hum of something warm and familiar beside you in the dark. There is no need to hold tightly onto language anymore. The mind can loosen its grip. Thoughts can pass without needing answers. Even your awareness can soften now. You may notice moments where your attention drifts away from the words entirely before slowly returning again. That is all right. That is natural. The mind is already beginning its slow descent. There is no need to pull yourself back toward full alertness. You are allowed to drift, allowed to lose track of sentences, allowed to let meaning blur gently at the edges. Nothing important will be lost. The deeper mind already understands what it needs to understand. And somewhere beneath conscious thought, your body is continuing its ancient work. Your temperature shifts slightly lower, following rhythms older than civilization itself. Your muscles continue unwinding from the day. The parasympathetic nervous system, the quiet branch of the nervous system responsible for rest, digestion, healing, and restoration, holds everything carefully in its gentle care. The body knows darkness means safety. It knows stillness means recovery. It knows how to guide you home toward sleep without your effort. Tonight, we walk together through some of the gentlest discoveries in sleep science and psychology. Not as students preparing for an exam, not as people trying to solve ourselves, but simply as human beings remembering something ancient and natural, the quiet rhythm of rest. We explored the idea that the sleeping mind is never empty. Even now, as the world softens around you and the night grows deeper, your brain continues its careful and silent work. Thoughts settle. Memories reorganize themselves. Emotions slowly untangle in ways too subtle to notice while awake. Beneath consciousness, something wise and patient continues to move. We learned that the mind was never designed to remain alert forever. Wakefulness has limits. Attention has limits. Even worry has limits. The tiredness you feel tonight is not weakness, and it is not failure. It is evidence of living. It is the natural result of carrying conversations, responsibilities, decisions, sounds, screens, memories, emotions, and small invisible tensions all day long. Your body has been listening to every moment, collecting every experience quietly in the background, and now it offers you this feeling of heaviness not as punishment, but as invitation. Sleep is not something you force. It is something you allow. And maybe that is one of the most comforting truths of all. Your body already understands how to sleep. Long before schedules, alarms, obligations, and overthinking, the human nervous system learned the language of darkness and rest. Somewhere deep within you, beyond effort and beyond conscious control, there remains an ancient intelligence that knows exactly how to slow the heart, soften the muscles, loosen the jaw, calm the breathing, and guide you gently towards sleep. You do not have to teach yourself how to rest tonight. You only have to stop resisting the process that has always belonged to you. We spoke about the stages of sleep, the slow drifting descent from wakefulness into deeper and deeper quiet, the light stages where awareness begins to fade at the edges, the deeper stages where the body repairs itself, where muscles recover, where energy is restored, and the dreaming stages, where memory, emotion, and imagination blend together into strange and beautiful inner landscapes. Every stage serves a purpose. Every cycle through the night is meaningful. Even when sleep feels imperfect, your body continues trying to help you heal. That means you do not need perfect sleep to receive the benefits of rest. You do not need to monitor every sensation. You do not need to check whether you are doing sleep correctly. The body already knows. The night already knows. And somewhere beneath your thoughts, you know too. Perhaps tonight your mind still feels a little active. Perhaps certain thoughts continue circling softly in the background. That is all right. A peaceful mind does not always arrive all at once. Sometimes rest begins quietly, almost invisibly, with nothing more than a small softening, a slower breath, a heavier eyelid, a moment where you stop trying so hard to solve tomorrow before it arrives. That moment is enough. There is nothing unfinished tonight that cannot wait until morning. Nothing urgent hiding in the dark. Nothing you must solve before sleep is allowed to come. The world asks many things from you during the day. It asks for decisions, reactions, explanations, productivity, attention. But the night asks almost nothing. The night does not require achievement. It does not require performance. It does not ask you to become wiser or more organized or more prepared before resting. It only asks that you let go, little by little, of the need to remain awake inside your own thoughts. You are permitted to release the day now. The conversations are over. The notifications can wait. The unanswered questions can rest beside you quietly until morning. Even your worries grow softer in the dark. As you continue listening, perhaps you can notice the quiet intelligence of your own body beginning to emerge, the natural slowing of the breath, the small pauses between thoughts becoming longer, the subtle heaviness spreading through the arms, the legs, the shoulders. None of this needs effort. The nervous system moves toward calm when given safety, stillness, and time. And tonight, in this moment, you have all three. You are safe here, safe enough to unclench your thoughts, safe enough to loosen the weight you have been carrying, safe enough to sleep. Many people move through life believing they must earn rest, that they must finish everything first, solve everything first, improve themselves first. But sleep has never worked that way. Sleep does not arrive as a reward for perfection. It arrives because you are human, because living creatures require restoration, because the mind and body were designed to return, again and again, to quiet darkness and recovery. So tonight, you do not need to deserve sleep. You only need to receive it. And if some small part of your mind still wants to stay awake a little longer, that is all right too. There is no conflict necessary. You do not need to fight yourself into sleeping. Rest can begin even before sleep fully arrives. Simply lying here peacefully is already a form of healing. The body understands stillness. The nervous system understands calm. Even now, without realizing it, you may already be drifting closer to sleep than you think. The night stretches gently around you now, wide and unhurried. There is time, so much time. No rushing, no pressure. No need to force the next moment to happen. Just this quiet space between thoughts, this soft voice in the darkness, this feeling of slowly becoming heavier, calmer, more distant from the noise of the day. And maybe the most comforting thought to carry into sleep tonight is this: you do not need to remember everything you learned. The conscious mind can relax now. Whatever mattered will remain. The brain keeps what is useful in its own quiet way. Knowledge settles gently during rest, becoming part of you without effort. There is nothing to hold on to tightly. You have learned enough for tonight. More than enough. The rest can wait for another evening. If something in these words brought you comfort tonight, even a small moment of calm, even a slight softening of the noise inside your mind, then perhaps there will be many more peaceful nights waiting for you here. More slow conversations, more gentle ideas, more reminders that rest is not something distant or difficult, but something deeply natural and already close beside you. For now, though, there is nothing left to do, nothing left to prepare for, nothing left to carry alone through the dark. The night is quiet. Your breathing is softer now. Your thoughts are slowing. And sleep, patient and familiar, is already finding its way toward you. Sleep well tonight. Sleep deeply. Sleep long. Let the mind wander where it needs to wander. Let the body repair what it needs to repair. Let the darkness hold you gently for a while. You are safe. You are resting. And little by little, breath by breath, thought by thought, you are already finding your way home.